So the government of Canada has now declared the Proud Boys to be a terrorist organization. They want to call them a terrorist organization because there were certain members of the Proud Boys who were involved in the Capitol Hill riot. Okay. Well, Antifa has been in many riots. They destroyed major American cities, great sections of American cities. They have assaulted innocent people on the streets. Many people, if they wear "Make America Great Again" hats, I've seen Antifa people beat the crap out of them. They beat the crap out of Kevin J. Johnson, broke his ribs or something like that here in Canada, and those groups aren't considered terrorist organizations. So I would say if Canada wants to consider Proud Boys a terrorist organization when they've never flown a plane into any building, they've never blown anything up, they've never shot anybody, the only case they have is that a few people who were in Proud Boys invaded the Capitol, which I don't even believe is even true, because we've now heard that many leftists disguise themselves as Trump supporters and Proud Boys and all this stuff. John Sullivan is one of them. But if that's Canada's belief system, then that makes you a terrorist. Then I would say the Canadian government is a terrorist organization. I would say the government of Canada is a state sponsor of terrorism. Canada not only tolerates Antifa and BLM, they encourage them. BLM has been involved in many acts of violence and riots, and just an attack at Mac Daddy Trudeau, he marched with them. So Canada is a state sponsor of terrorism like Iran, and maybe somebody should impose sanctions on Canada, maybe even invade them. Treat them just like how you treat the people of Iran. But anyway, I slightly digress. The point of this video is that I am here to tell the world and to tell the government of Canada straight to its face, I support the Proud Boys. 100%. You call them white supremacists. That's the first white supremacist group I know of, which has so many black people, Indian people, non-white people in it. This is the first white supremacist group which has so many people within its leadership who aren't white. In fact, even the doggone president of the organization is a black man or a non-white person. Most of the people I know who are involved in the Proud Boys are not white. You go white supremacists. Those are all just manipulation tactics. It's just a way to shut up. What the government of Canada is saying is that if you believe a certain belief system, you're a terrorist. That's what they're saying. And I would say that's one of the greatest forms of terrorism out there. The Canadian government, according to me, is a terrorist organization. And I say to the Proud Boys, don't be afraid of that terrorism label. Nelson Mandela was considered a terrorist. Gandhi was considered a terrorist. And look at them today. Everybody glorifies them. They even want to overshadow some of the bad things that they did. And they are praised from all over the world. Nelson Mandela is a saint to most people. Same with Gandhi. People like to say, oh, well, why are you supporting Mandela? He was a terror. He acted in violence. Well, maybe that's true. But, speaking to people who are now living under a totalitarian regime and you see how the state is reacting, sometimes people lose their way and they do things that they wouldn't want to do, but, the government pushes them to do it. And that's why I say peaceful civil disobedience. We don't need to have a violent revolution. The only violence I advocate is if your personal space is being threatened, your property is being threatened, or your family is being threatened. Anybody who harms your physical person or your family or your property, you take them out. Anybody who tries to force you to go to a coronavirus concentration camp, you take them out. Anyone who forces you to take a vaccine, you take them out. And that's what I'll do. I will take anybody out who tries to take me. But I support Proud Boys. 100%. White supremacist group. Give me a break. And I want the government of Canada to come do something. I'm ready to die. If you want to come and kill me, you want to send me to Guantanamo Bay, the government of Canada gave $10 million to a real terrorist who killed 2 American soldiers, Omar Khadr. Canada is a state sponsor of terrorism. Trump, when he was president, when Trudeau gave Omar Khadr that money, should have invaded Canada or imposed sanctions. Or, Trump was always threatening Iran. Maybe he should have directed his attention to Canada, a state sponsor of terrorism. That's what it is. And now they're terrorizing their own people. Look at what they did on Yonge and Dundas Square. Beat people up on Yonge and Dundas Square, arresting little old ladies. A friend of mine, Kellyanne Wolf, you guys probably know her, this high. Short little girl, woman. Short, she comes up to here. A friend of mine, you know what they did to her? And she wasn't resisting. They took her, when in the police station, they threw her down in the jail cell and bruised her ribs. They pushed her, they beat the crap out of her. Look, and she says she's going to sue them. But Canada's a terrorist organization. Only a terroristic nation would do that. It's a terroristic nation. And I say that we need to defeat this New World Order through acts of civil disobedience. They tell you to take a vaccine, don't take it. They tell you to go to a hotel, a coronavirus hotel, don't go. And fight anybody who forces you. We got to arm yourselves. Find out ways to not pay your taxes. Hide your money in Swiss bank account, Cayman accounts. You need to talk to lawyers, talk to your accountants. Find a way to pay as little amount of income tax to this terroristic government as possible. And look, don't be afraid. We are living on a plantation right now. And in order for that plantation to run, they need our cooperation. They need the cooperation of the slaves. If the slaves don't cooperate, the plantation collapses. Do you know that when slavery in America, when all over the world was happening, the slave masters were hesitant to kill their slaves? Oh, they'd lynch them, but they were hesitant to kill them because they knew if they kill them, then there's no more slaves to run the plantation, and the plantation falls apart. If slaves, the only way we lose is if we cooperate. They can lock us up, they can kill us, they can torture us. At the end of the day, they're just brutalizing their slaves. And if the slaves aren't cooperating, then the plantation simply collapses. And that's all there is to it. And I don't plan on cooperating. I don't. And I will be involved in civil disobedience. And I do support the Proud Boys. You want to call me a terrorist? Go ahead. Go ahead and kill me. Go ahead. Come on, government of Canada, with your big bats up. Come. Take the biggest, fattest gun you have and lodge a bullet in my head. Come do it. Come kill my mother's son. Kill my father's son. Kill him. Kill me. Come on. You want to come kill me because I have a different ideology from yours? Come do it. Come on. You want to come lock me up? I'll just continue the struggle with inside jail. Come do it. I'm not afraid of the government of Canada. These are people who are just having a great big hissy fit, and they know that their backs are to a wall. They're having a hissy fit. They need us more than we need them. We have the ability to hunt for our own food, to make our own homes, to start our own businesses, to hide our assets. The New World Order's agenda relies on us. And if we don't cooperate, they lose. And I'm not cooperating. And I believe a lot of people by now are awake, or at least angry enough that they won't cooperate either. So you want to come kill me for something silly? You want to come arrest me for something silly? Come do it. Bunch of jokes. You're all a bunch of jokes. You want to consider Proud Boys a terrorist organization and Antifa BLM? They're not. Come kill me. It'd be an honor, actually. I would love it to be put on my gravestone that I died standing up to a totalitarian, terroristic regime. that would be the honor of a lifetime. I would be in the same league as Stephen Biko. Stephen Biko, who was killed by the government of South Africa for standing up against apartheid and his totalitarian regime. I'd be in the same league as him. I'd be in the same league as Patrice Lumumba, Congo, killed standing up to the colonialists of Belgium and the United States CIA. That'd be an honor of a lifetime. It'd be an honor of a lifetime to be arrested with my boots on, standing up to a totalitarian regime. Be the same league as Mandela, locked up in Robben Island, and all those revolutionaries who fought for their freedoms. Come do it. I would not be happy if I was arrested because I was stealing or, murdered a child or rape or pedophilia. But it would be the honor of a lifetime to be arrested or killed or tortured by a totalitarian, terroristic nation. And I was killed, arrested, or tortured because I stood up to that nation. That would make me, in my eyes, a war hero. And I want to say this to the people at Yonge and Dundas Square who were arrested, beaten by the police. People like Kellyanne Conway and many others. What happened to you was a victory for you. It's a victory. It's a victory. 100%. It's a victory. Don't be scared off by them. As long as you continue to fight, they can beat you, lock you up all you want. Just continue the struggle. Continue. They will always lose. They'll always lose. Unless you cooperate, they will always lose. Always. And this is your nation.